Good morning, everyone. So, our topic for today is all about the introduction to domestic refrigeration and air conditioning servicing. This will discuss the electrical circuit and refrigeration and air conditioning system. When we say electrical circuit, it really plays a vital role in ensuring that the refrigeration and air conditioning system operates efficiently and effectively. Without properly functioning of electrical circuit, the system would not be able to cool or heat the air or gas, leading to reduced performance and potential equipment damage. So there are three types of circuit: the series, parallel, and series parallel circuit. So first, let us discuss what is series circuit. So a series circuit is an electrical circuit that has only one path through which electricity may flow. So it is usually used for devices that are connected in a circuit for safety or control. So when we say series circuit, this means that the flow of refrigerant or coolant goes through each component in a specific order. And the output of one component is connected to the input of the next component in the sequence. So, the second one is parallel circuit. So, here in parallel circuit, it is an electrical circuit that has more than one path through which electricity may flow. It is designed to supply more than one load in the system that allows them to receive full supply voltage for operation. So when we say parallel circuit, this means that the flow of refrigerant splits into two or more branches, each of which contains a component, and then rejoins after passing through each branch. So the third one is series parallel circuit. So it is an electrical circuit that has a combination of series and parallel circuit and it is used in most equipment or control systems. So here in series parallel circuit, the flow of refrigerant follows a specific sequence through some components, while others are connected between the same 2 points in the circuit. So, in a series parallel circuit, the pressure and temperature of the refrigerant changes as it flows through the component in series connection, while the pressure and temperature remains relatively constant as it flows through each component in a parallel connection.
Let's discuss now the basic mechanical part of the refrigerator. But before that, we have two classification of refrigerator, which is the cycle frost system and the free or no frost system. When we say cycle frost system, it's depending on thermostats or the temperature setting mode, meaning to say it's depend on the user if he or she want to adjust the temperature in the higher or the lower temperature. As you observe in your refrigerator, if you have, in the upper part of your refrigerator, it is called the evaporator or the freezer. So, most of the Filipino gumagawa ng ice. So, pag naging solid na siya, and then yung evaporator nagpo-produce din ng ice, yun yung tinatawag na froze. If the evaporator is being froze, mahihirapan tayong tanggalin yung ice na ginawa natin. So that we use sharp thing or the example knife to remove the ice na ginawa natin. Which is very wrong dahil masisira yung evaporator. Sisingaw siya. So, it's needed to the user to stop the compressor or the connection of the electricity so that the refrigerant is stopped too. And then, ma-defrost yung evaporator. and you can easily remove the ice to be humid. Well, in the free froze or no froze system, it is all time free from froze, or there is no need for the user to defrost every now and then, which means pre-froze or no froze system is independent. It automatically froze and it automatically defrost. Ganun lang yung cycle niya. Frost, defrost. There's no need the user to stop the compressor. Let us know the basic parts of the refrigerator. First, we have here the compressor motor, or also considered as the heart of the system, since the circulation of the cooling agent start here. Like human being, we have heart. The function of heart to pump blood and circulate it to any part of the body. So otherwise, the compressor motor is to circulate refrigerant to any part of the refrigerator. Addition, compressor motor to compress low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant to convert it into the high pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant. Second is we have discharge line, the part of the condenser coil that is directly connected to the compressor motor. Is the line from compressor to condenser coil. This is called the discharge line. Ito yung dinadaanan ng refrigerant papuntang condenser. And third, we have condenser coil, the part of the mechanical system usually located at the heart or at the bottom of the refrigerator. As you observe in the refrigerator, condenser produce heat. Kung mapapansin mo, if you have a refrigerator in your home, mainit yung likod ng refrigerator. Kasi yung heat ng food inside the refrigerator is ina-absorb papunta sa labas. It's in the condenser. Second, next, we have the filter dryer. It connected at the end of the condenser coil for the purpose of filtering foreign materials. Filter dryer is to remove any contaminant and moisture. Next, we have the expansion bulb or capillary tube. Serve as a metering or controlling device that limits the flow of the refrigerant from the filter dryer to the evaporator. The function of the capillary tube or expansion bulb is to divide and limit the refrigerant. Mayroong refrigerant na babalik papuntang compressor and then meron din papuntang evaporator. Next is heat exchanger, accessory part where the capillary tube and the suction line from evaporator to the compressor motor. So from the compressor in a low temperature, low compressor, and babalik siya sa compressor na high pressure and then high temperature. This is the evaporator coil, sometimes called the freezer, since this is the coldest of the mechanical part of the refrigerator. Like what I have said kanina, evaporator is the upper part of your refrigerator. Next is accumulator. You can see the accumulator and the evaporator, an accessory component attached between the end of the evaporator coil and the suction line. Next is suction line, sometimes called the return tube, that is directly connected to the compressor. And last is charging line or charging port, sometimes called the process tube. So it serves as the access in charging or recharging refrigerant and oil in the system. Let us now proceed to the connection of the mechanical parts of the refrigerator. The mechanical parts of the refrigerator are composed of steel or pipes. The condenser is made of steel. The evaporator is made of aluminum. And also the three connection tube known as the discharge line, suction line, and charging line are made of steel tube. The cycle begins with the refrigerant's interior decompressor as a low pressure, low temperature vapor. The compressor pressurizes the refrigerant and it exits with a high pressure and high temperature vapor. Next, the refrigerant moves through the condenser coil. The refrigerant flow through a filter dryer to remove any contaminant and moisture it, then enter the expansion device, which is often a thin capillary tube, as the refrigerant through the capillary tube. So, its pressure drops significantly and it enters the evaporator section as a low pressure, low temperature liquid vapor. Then evaporator coil is located inside the refrigerator, and the heat from the air inside is absorbed into the refrigerant. This cools the air inside the fridge. So, the heat inside absorbed by the evaporator and back to the compressor and then go to the condenser coil. That's why condenser coil is produce heat. The refrigerator is boiled and evaporates, exiting the evaporator as a low pressure, low temperature vapor. It then return the compressor and the cycle start again. Last is the component of the refrigerator. We have here the five main components of refrigerator. First is the compressor. We already know that the compressor is the heart of the refrigerator since the cycle of cooling agent starts here. Next is the refrigerant. It is a liquid that enters the expansion device. Third is the evaporator. It is located at the upper part of the refrigerator and it absorbs the heat inside, while the condenser releases heat outside. And lastly is the expansion device.
My assigned topic is all about connection of the major electrical parts components is a typical refrigerator. A refrigerator of students is a bigger technician must fully understand the proper electrical connections of each components in the electrical system of a refrigeration. So the refrigeration technician meron siyang 75% troubles in a refrigeration that are found in electrical current system. Otherwise, the enter until not operate or a mistake in electrical connection may cause major electrical trouble. So they are parts of the connections of major electrical parts. So circuit, series circuit is letter A, and parallel circuit is letter C, and parallel circuit is letter B. For the schematic diagram, it is a refrigerator also showing the connection of the important electrical components. It's illustrated to figure 12. For the schematic, there are also different times again. So this is the cabinet lamp, door switch, 220 watt plug, and then million heaters, overload protector, motor terminal, starting relay, and also thermomast and switch. For the figure 13, parehas lang siya, hinahati-hati lang siya kung saan circuit sila nakalagay. For the circuit 1, ito yung cabinet lamp and this door switch because lamp and switch they are connected along one line only that if the door of the refrigerator is closed, the door is with the door with switch is turned off, the lamp will not light up. And then the circuit 2, they combine a simple circuit connected line 2 of the source is not affected by any switch. Hence, the moment you plug the refrigerator, its heater will be activated. No switching device controls the heater as shown in the figure 13. And the circuit 13 3, it as resemble a series parallel circuits since the motor windings and the starting relays are connected in parallel with one another, but the overload protector and thermostat switch are connected in series with the motor windings and relay. As shown in figure 13, the main switch of refrigerator is in the thermostat. When the thermostat switch is turned on, the motor compressor is activated in the refrigerator is in operation. Next, how cooling takes place in a refrigeration system. So para mag-produce ng cooling ang refrigeration, so first is isasaksak natin ang refrigeration at magpuproduce siya ng cooling or heat energy, pressure, and temperature on how this work in refrigeration system. And basically, the purpose of cooling for comfort and or preventing food stuff or spoilage and other purposes. The preventing or the presence and absence of heat is an important factor that affected temperature and the presence, which are very important aspect in refrigeration system. And the three laws of refrigeration is first law. Sabi dito, first law for transfer of heat from high to low temperature. So sa refrigeration, meron siyang switch sa likod, kaya makokontrol mo ito kung i-high mo ba ang ref or ilo-low mo lang siya. Sa second law, to expose the heat change state from the liquid to vapor or gas when they attain their respective boiling point at magpuproduce siya ng 100 degree Celsius from the substance exposed and that latent heat. And the third law, heat from vapor will transform into liquid. The process is known condensation, is the transformation of vapor to liquid when heat is radiated from vapor. This transfer to liquid heat radiated is through the first law that heat travels warm to cold surface. Next is the refrigeration cycle. The laws of refrigeration discussed earlier are particularly applied in a system called refrigeration. This system consists a cell of airtight piping system with a cooling substance flowing around it in a continuous cycle. The refrigeration system is composed of mechanical parts as shown in figure 14. The parts of figure 14, which is the typical connection of mechanical parts of refrigerators. So which is the evaporators, accumulator, condenser, compressor, discharge line, heat exchanger, suction line, capillary tube, and filter. And the next is the temperature, pressure, liquid, and vapor in the system. During the cycle of refrigeration, is the system pressure and temperature vary in different parts depending on the nature and purpose of each mechanical parts. As the pressure of temperature varies, so is the state of the refrigerant and liquid vapor or vice versa. So sa low side, sa left may nakasulat na evaporators and then sa gitna naman ay yung mga accumulation, low pressure vapor, and low pressure liquid. And sa right side naman, for the high side, may nakasulat na condenser at meron ding high pressure vapor, high pressure liquid. And for the figure 16, same pa rin naman siya for the figure 15. A relative and direct effect in pressure and temperature is created from the compressor as it provides suction force about 19 pounds per square inch that draws the refrigerant from the evaporators and the compressor known as the low side of the system. The motor compressor compresses the refrigerant creating a high pressure about 250 psi, thus converting the refrigerant into superheated gas with the temperature about 66 degrees Celsius and force out the discharge line to flow toward the considered known as high side of the system. Thank you.